Hello, I'm Elemental Battlegrounds again, and this time I'm going to be ranking I wanted to say that solar and creation are not in the elements list right here, so I'm gonna talk about them first. In my opinion, creation is one of the baddest and solar one of the best. I'm gonna explain it in the video comparing to some elements. Make sure you watch it till the end. Starting up with something for comparison. Got water in here because the dragon doesn't deal much damage and you can easily engage it. This is almost the same as nature, where I'm gonna put it in here. You can dodge the attacks, and we got sound in here. The charging up time is way too long, the damage in comparison isn't that great at all. Moving on to a better category, I'm going for the range attacks, like the 3 bolts you can shoot from grass. They work pretty much the same as lava. Here both attacks in the air, shooting something. This also goes for darkness. And speaking of which, range attacks, light is also one. You shoot this massive sun or whatever it is into players to deal a good amount of area damage. So you're half safe in those attacks, and your opponents can be shot by other players. Which immediately brings me to the next category, where your opponents can't be shot, but you can. This is for example with illusion, where the opponents are just floating around. Same goes for gravity, where you're safe. That's why it's up here, and your opponents can't be shot. As well does deal a good amount of damage. Let me pull up suns real quick, just at the bottom. And speaking of suns, I made a video about it. It's in the top right corner, and really thank you for this comment from Giselos LOL121. I really appreciate it. He said that the map from Suns was called Mini Lovania. I'm going for chaos. It's in this category too. You're in the air. Same as light, it does do a little area damage. Not bad, but it's here because the damage is coming in slowly and it isn't that much overall. Crystal is pretty much the same, except for the range is a little bit better. This also goes for creation, so I would put creation in C right here. Let me add that. There we go. Creation is in this category too. And we're just speaking of area attacks, which are wind, which I would also put in here, fire and ice. Well, ice is actually the best of this entire category, I would say, except for frost. The range is probably the best in the entire game. I think the range is a little slightly bigger than the one from solar, just in comparison. Now we got attacks which aren't that good. So the charge up time is very high. Same goes for acid. Not that good overall. Damage is pretty much the same as ice. Better attacks which does deal more damage. So we got earth, which traps a player but doesn't deal damage as Aurora can do. Those are both area attacks, which does deal a great amount of damage. I'm just gonna add explosion to here real quick. It's pretty much the same as light, except for it having 1 strike and a little range. That's why it's only up here. Also the charge up time isn't that great, and the radius you can cast it isn't that insane, so it's, I think, quarter of this from solar ultimate attacks from the aren't bad. Speaking of which, I would put plasma in here because you can only move a little. Then I'm going for time. It's a combo, so you're gonna need to get a lot of mana for this. I made a video about it in the top right corner right now. I'm not gonna further explain. Spirit is also area attack. Everything can be shot. You, your opponent, everything. It doesn't deal damage as those in this category. That's why it is in here. Spectrum in here, because you are safe while casting the attack, while others take damage. Storm this category too, because the damage is coming in slowly, and the damage isn't that great. Dragon all the way up here, because you're safe, the damage isn't that great, but you're safe. And you can target one player after the other, so if one is dead, you can easily switch, and it's great overall. This also goes for Phoenix. You're in the air, no one can shoot you. You can shoot other players using the Phoenix breath, or I don't know what it's called, and to dive down at last and do a lot of damage with the Phoenix at last. I'm gonna put Nightmare up here all the way, because you get your players up in the air, heal a little bit. So this is actually the first one we have that heals you, and the damage is very good. I'm gonna put Reaper up here too, because the charge up time for those is way smaller than for the others we got in B, C, or D, and they do more damage. Speaking of more damage, Void is definitely better in terms of damage. Let's skip space real quick, and Slime. In my opinion, Slime is at a very top, because the damage is great, you almost can't be hit, and you can move around the entire map, so that's really good. But not to forget, Angel is better, because you have a good range and you heal about 50 HP per second, which no attack in this entire game can do for you. So I'm using this personally, it's my personal favorite because of the heal you get from out of it. Solar, so I added Solar to this category as well. If you want to know why this Solar ult is so insanely powerful and everything about the Solar ult, I made a video, it's at the top right corner right now. Last but not least, I'm gonna put it in space. I'm almost all the way at the bottom because it's pretty powerful. The radius from the actual attack is so small. I just ranked everything, and if you want to see me rank even more, for example some attacks, subscribe to my channel on the left side right now. Or watch another video, for example the right one, where I ranked all the elements.